Okay, guys, so welcome again. And so we're going to start right away. So today we'll try and design the sign up and sign in web version. So we didn't sign up and sign in page for web. So the first thing, do I need to put my camera on?
Not necessarily. In fact, you can just do that so you get to see your fine face. But then I'm thinking that moving. I'm
All right,
thinking
I'll
that
do
it might want to like.
I'll do that later.
Yeah, yes, I'm thinking might want to cause like some network lag, so it might just turn off. Yeah.
Okay. So let's start right away. So the first thing I will do is to hit my F as for to create my frame. So I hit my F and then I'll select where's the desktop. Then I'll go with this desktop. So this is 1440 by 1024. So we have this guy, and then I'm going to have two separate canvas. So I'm going to have a canvas, and then I'll divide the canvas into two. I love using frame for everything I do. I hardly use rectangle, so I'll stick to frame. Please forgive me for those who love using rectangles. I'm going to use frame all through. I don't know why I love using that, but then so I'm going to hit F again and create another guy here. Then I'm going to divide this guy. Let me give this guy a color. So because I love using green, sorry, let me copy this green from here. Yeah, let's use this guy. So because I love using green is like one of my favorite color. We'll go with green for this guy. So let's drag this guy into this frame. So please, because I cannot see your hands if there's any question, please Joshua, in case anyone has any question, please just let me know. I'm in Figma right now, so I cannot see if anyone is raising their hand over there.
Yeah, sure. I'll do that.
Okay. So we'll drag this other frame into this guy here. And then just a minute, I'm coming. So let me start from here. I hit our T for text. And then let's have welcome back. So let's give these guys maybe 40. So I'm going to use the SF Pro font. Let's give it a bold. I'm going to give this guy, okay, I think this size is okay. And then we're going to have the subtext here, which is manage. So I'm creating I'm creating this page like for like I'm doing it with my sort of for a fintech company. Yeah, so I'm doing this like for a fintech. The sign up and this is for a fintech company. So manage your finances. Let me reduce this guy back to 20. Then take it back to medium. Manage your finances is and security. Login to access your dashboard. So I'm going to make this text center, centralize the text, and bring it down a little. So I'm going to select both and give it an auto and add it auto layout to it to both text. Then I'll come back to this guy here. So let's start with the sign up. So for the sign up, we're going to have full name, email address field, and then the password field. So basically, we're going to have three fields that we're going to use: the full name, the name field, email field, and then the password field. and then some other things to go around. So let's start with that. So for the first field, um, yeah, let's use 70 for this. So I'm going to give you the white fill and then the stroke of black, and then I'll reduce the stroke to, let's say, maybe 30. Then a radius of 15. Trying to see this guy is balanced. Okay, yeah, this is good. So I'm going to hit my T, which is my text, select text, and then we're going to have enter full name. Drop this text to 20, and then give you the medium fill. So the spacing between this text here and the input field there is going to be 10. So let's change this to full name. Let's take it back. This is 10 here. Sorry, let me add an icon sharp before. So this is material symbols and plugin for icons. So I use either this guy, the material symbol, or Iconify or Feeder sometimes. But I think I use this guy mostly, the material symbol for to get icons. So for the profile. Okay, so let's use this guy. I'm going to drag it in here. To 20. Give that guy, come back here. So drag this guy here. Time spacing. So I'm going to select both and hit my auto layouts, and then I'll give this guy too. Okay, so I need to take this guy back first. So hit auto layout and then bring it back to this guy and delete this one. Select this guy and this, hit auto layout, and then I'll duplicate by, so you can do, if you're using a MacBook, just do command command D to duplicate, and command G. If you're using a MacBook, command D to duplicate, and then if you're using an Windows, I think it's control D. Yeah, control D. Is it control? Yeah, I think it should be control D. I'm not sure, but I think it should be control D to duplicate.
Yeah, that's correct.
Okay, it's been a while I use Windows, so sorry. So I'm going to give the spacing between each field and 30. So you're going to have full name, email, and then password. So that will make it 3. Let's make this guy here. So this is going to be email. This is going to be password. Enter your mail here, and then this guy creates a password. So I'm going to change this icons for email. I'll change to this guy. So one thing with this, why I love this plugin here, this material symbol. So instead of importing a new icon and then trying to drag it into the field, you can just select the icon that you have before and then to just change into the new one that you want to use. So select this guy for password. Then I'll type lock. I pray I get this guy here. If not, I'll have to go to back to I qualify. Okay, we have lock here, so I'm going to select this guy. So we have three fields there, empty fields there, full name, email, and the password field. So we're going to have like a small text under here. So this should be 10. So I need to make this guy 18. Yeah. And regular. So this should be password must be at least 8 characters. So I'm going to select this password and this and give it an auto layout. I'm going to drag this guy down here. So this is going to serve as our button. So let's say create account. I'm going to delete this icon here. And drag this guy to the middle. And we're going to give this guy this green field. So let's change this to green and then the text to white. Then make it bolder a little. So let's use semi-bold and yeah, then this size is okay. I'm going to drag it down. I'm going to add another text under here. So let me duplicate this guy here. And then this will be I agree. Has anyone ever taken their time to read these their terms and conditions whenever you're signing on the platform? I agree.
Yeah.
I agree to the terms of service. The terms of service and privacy policy. Privacy policy. So I'm going to make these guys stand out. So the terms of service and the privacy policy, I'm going to make them bolder. And then give it the green field. Let's get to the green field. So we're going to have like a checkbox beside the guy. I'm going to select both the text and the checkbox and add an auto layout. Yeah, spacing of 40, and then I'll push this guy up to, let's say 40. Okay, so you can either sign up by using your full name, email address, create password, or and we're going to add and like and this thing and Google link and sorry Google Apple or your Apple ID. So instead of just imputing your whole details, you can just click on the Google and then it just does automatically for you. So let's add those guys under here. Or continue it. Let's give you an 18. And then let's pick where is this tool? Okay, yeah. So let's pick the line tool. So you can just click on the L on your keyboard and then it will come up. So I'm going to drop the opacity of this guy here to let's see what 20. Yeah, I think 20 is fair. So then I'm going to duplicate this guy to this other side. I'm going to select all and then add an auto layout. Then I'll hit my F to create another stroke of 10 and then the radius to 15. Yeah, I think 15 is much. Let's use 10. Yeah, it's better. So duplicate, we're going to have to. So one is going to be for Google and then one is going to be for your Apple, the Apple ID. Is this good? Yes, this is good. So because these guys they don't have, I'm not sure they have the icon for the Apple ID and then for the Google. So I'm going to go back to Iconify. So let's switch to Iconify. So let's search Google. This guy here. So I'm going to use this guy. So and you can easily, instead of just dropping the icon anywhere, you can just import it into the selected frame. So I've selected this frame. Let me select this guy for the Google first. So I've selected this frame. So I'll just click on import to the frame and then to just go into the frame instead of outside the frame. So I'll come back to this guy and then we search for Apple. And then you select, and then import as frame. And then it goes into the frame. So you don't have to do any work of trying to drag it in or something. So let's push this guy up a little. Yeah, let's say 40. The spacing much. Let me give it a 30. So I'm going to hit my T for text, and then we're going to have already have an account. If no, then sign up. Okay, sorry, sign in. Sign in. So I'm going to make the text regular and then this sign in here, bolder. So let's go with bold and then we're going to give it this color. We're going to give the field, change the field to this green. So I'm done with this part here. So I'm going to go back up now to do one more thing. Sorry, let me borrow this text and drag it up here. So we're going to have sign in. Let me change the font size to 20. So we're going to have sign in here and then give it an auto layout. And let's see what, let's 30, let's see 50. Okay, just checking if there's any question. Okay. So I'm going to drag this. Where's the middle? So now duplicate this guy here. So changing this to sign up. Then you're coming to stroke. I only want the button only. I don't want the stroke to be everywhere. Just want the button. So I'm changing this. And then I'll come back to this guy to do the same thing. Stroke. Change the line to just button only. And so now because we are in the sign up and size, so we're going to change the stroke black to this green color. Let's add the thickness to 4 is much. Let's use 3. Yeah, I think this is good. So let me just add small things here. So I'm going to select, let me come here. Where is this guy? So I'm going to select the eclipse and then just make like, let me duplicate this here, 1, 2, I just need 3. And then this, and then something like this. I'm going to select the tree and drop the opacity. Let me give you the white fill first, and then I'll drop the opacity to, let's say, 10. Yeah, 10 is good. Okay, let's add one more thing. Where is this guy here? Shift plugins. Where is this guy? Yeah. So let's add a fake logo to this. So let this guy serve as our fake logo. I think I'm done with this section. I'm done with this guy here. So we have our name, the name input field, the email input field, and then the password field. Any question before I go to the next one? Any question before I go to the next one? Okay, please ask your question. Do you have the mic, Farida? Please, if you don't, you can just type the question here. Yes, Abdul, please. Okay, please, Abdul, go ahead before she fixes her camera.
Good evening, everyone.
Yeah, Abdul, good evening.
Yeah, my question here is: I saw you using auto layout a lot. Me myself too. I'll say a beginner too in the design field. So I've seen you adding auto layout almost every single thing that you did. What is the importance of auto layout to all that you've done so that we could understand more?
Sorry, you're breaking. Can you come again?
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I said from the beginning of the design to the end, you added a auto layout almost every text or button that is in the design. So my question here is, what is the importance of auto layout to design?
Okay, so trust me, I'm not a fan of auto layouts. Yeah, so I'm just doing this, for there's this word JJC, right? I'm not a fan of auto layout, but I use it, once in a while. But then, so one, let me just give you like three reasons. Yeah, one is responsive design. So it makes it easy to create designs that adapt to different screens and screen sizes or content length. That's one. And then two, consistent spacing and what is that thing? Alignment. So
Okay,
it helps
okay,
maintain consistent padding, spacing, and alignment between elements. And then it reduces visual and clutter, and then it enhances an overall visual experience. And
okay,
then
okay,
the third one, and let's say faster iteration. So with auto
okay,
layout, yeah, and when you change the size of a button, or button label, or you add more text, the component resizes automatically.
okay,
So
okay,
it saves you time and then reduces the need to manually adjust every element.
okay, okay. Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Is that understood?
Yes, it is.
Oh, okay.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
You're welcome. So Farida, your question is, how do you edit the spacing between components like the text field input and the text field? I don't understand the text field input and the text field. Whenever I try, it makes my work scattered. Are you using auto layout or what? Please, can you use the mic so that I'll understand what you're trying to say better?
I think mic was faulty. So if
Oh,
I get
okay.
if I get it, I could maybe just so you see that your input field, it has a placeholder, the text that serves as placeholder that you can also fill.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that's what Farida is talking about. The field
Okay.
itself and the text.
Okay. So how to edit this guy here?
Yes.
So because I'm using Mac here, I'll just press my command key and then select the text, or I can just double click and then the text will be selected. So I can change this to enter phone number.
Now, how do you put it in? How do you put it in the field,
Oh, in the
in the
frame.
box?
Okay, okay, in
Yes,
the
in the
field.
frame and the spacing. Yes, the spacing. Yes.
Okay, so let's do this sharp. Let's do this quickly. So I'm going to select my F for frame, and then I'll drag this guy here. Let's give this guy a 70. The radius should be 15. So this is our input field, yeah. So let's say we want the user to put his phone number here. So you can either, so when I select my T for text, I can either click on in the input field or outside. So let me just click outside and then let's write enter phone number. So I'll just drag it inside. Let me change the text this into black. I'll just drag it inside and then so you see can you see this red line, please?
Yeah, I can.
Okay, so the red line is telling you that this and that the text is this centered at BH in the color? Yes, that is centered in the input field. But if you don't want to use the red line here, you can come to the right and to the top right here, where you see all these different what do I call them? These different things here. icons under this position. So if I want it to be in the middle, I'll just select this guy, and then this text will come to the middle. And then let's say this text is somewhere up here, and then I want it to just be straight. I can come to this guy and then select this one and to be in the middle. I don't know if this makes sense. This is what you're trying to do, Farida. Okay. So after making your input field, you can just type inside it or outside, and then you just drag it inside, and then you centralize it. So I'm going to duplicate this guy here and bring it beside this one. So now we'll be working on the sign in page. So let's change this stroke to 3, and then this guy to 1. Copy the color code here and bring it here to green. So for this section, we're going to have just 2 input fields. The email, so you can maybe use your username on email and password. So we're going to have just email and password for this guy. So let's delete this guy here and drag these guys up. I think the spacing is 45 here, so let's stick to the 45. So we have email here. Sorry, I need to make these guys. Sorry, let me come back and change these guys to regular instead of medium. You can't do too thick. Yeah, regular here. So we don't even need to do much here. So we're going to delete this guy here, and then maybe let's have something that says remember me for for 30 days. So let's drag this guy up. And then this one. So I'm going to select all of them, group them, and centralize them. I think, okay, this one is fine. So let me ungroup. I think I'm done with this guy already. Okay, sorry, I forgot to add one thing. So there's an icon I'm supposed to add on this password and this password field. So let's go back to our plugin and then to our material symbol and type I. You know, that's I icon you see when you're trying to put password to either view the password or not. So let's add that. So I'm going to use this guy. It's not inside. Okay. So, no, sorry. I don't need you there. This. So I have to walk this guy. I think we have 20 here. So this guy is going to be 20. And I'll select all auto layout here. This guy. Then select the text. Give them an auto layout. So we're going to repeat the same thing. Do I need to repeat it? Let me just copy. Just copy this guy. Yep. So I think that's that. Let me drop them. Let me drop it here. I think this view is better. So we have sign up and then the sign in page. Oh, sorry. Then let's change this guy to don't have an account. Sign up. So this is going to be bold. And then let me copy this guy again and change this black to gray. So let's have our fake logo here too. Duplicate this guy and bring it here. So that's that. I think I'm done. Yeah, I'm done. Any question, please? Any question? Let me do one last thing then. So let me just give you. Let me just
Yeah,
add a
why?
small.
So I wanted to that why comes is doing the last thing, so we could just take in questions. So if you have questions, something was not clear, you wish you could maybe repeat something again. Still have a few minutes to just run through that. Oh, we want to do some prototype. Makes sense. Yeah, makes sense.
So let's do some prototype here. Let's see. Why is my logo not showing here? So you can easily switch between the sign in and then the sign up. Sign in, sign up, sign in, sign up. So that's that. Please, any question for me?